Side, and as they run onto the first corner, Balkan Secrets dashed away to lead by a couple of lengths. Balkan Secrets the leader on, settling down, running up at a second place, Star of Sirocco. Sir Shazam a neck away third on the rails and pulling hard, followed then by King Lilt on the outside of Ruling Blood, and then Draw the Line back along the inside, Reckon I'm Ready, followed then on the outside by Nitro Lad and An Attack getting up to about midfield. Over on the rails, Smile to Kyle, Beach Boy starting to go forward but out a bit wide on the track, Shamrock the centre, then Delarena who's back fourth last with Moa, then Rake's Pride and now George last. 800 metres left to go. Balkan Secret the leader, a length in front of Star of Sirocco. Sir Shazam a half length away third on the inside, followed by King Lil. Draw the Line now starting a run. He's going up on the outside. Ruling Blood on the rails, a length further back to Reckon I'm Ready, and then Beach Boy, followed by An Attack. Nitro Lad the outside, getting a run on the rails. Smarter Kyle, Delarena and Shamrock still a long way back with Rake's Pride Mower. And now George is last onto the home turn. 450 metres left to go. Balkan Secret joined by Star of Sirocco, who went up fast on the outside to Poggy's nose in front. Ruling Blood coming at the leaders, three deep. Sir Shazam just behind them. Draw the Line now. Pop the Question. He's on the outside and he's running on fairly well. Shamrock's getting a run up along the rails and now working to the centre. 250 metres left to go. Ruling Blood loomed up to go to the lead. Sir Shazam clear at the right time. Shamrock's working his way into the clear, but Ruling Blood got away from them. 100 to go. Sir Shazam on the outside's rattling home now. Ruling Blood in front, stopping. Sir Shazam's coming at him close to the line. Ruling Blood, Sir Shazam, they hit it all. Gee, it's close. Not much in it at all. Ruling Blood or Sir Shazam. Third, Shamrock.
Now watch the good riding there of Graham Robson on the winner, Ruling Blood. Robson's only settled down recently and permanently now too in Brisbane, and he'll get plenty of riding because he is a top-class lightweight jockey.
Racing now near the inside, Foreign Interest. He half stumbled out of the stalls but picked himself up very quickly, and he's racing through to vie for the lead now. Barbara's Boy and Reporting both came out quickly, and Dashing Dancer showing speed. Anchor in getting back with Fanta Boy, and Prince Comedy immediately drops to the rear. Running onto the first corner, 1400 to go. Foreign Interest raced away, two in front of Reporting. Lady Lippard one away third, followed by Barbara's Boy three deep outside of Puff, a length into Aquitaine, then Dashing Dancer, Blue Sector, Anchor in. Fanta Boy second last, Prince Comedy at the rear. Foreign Interest going keenly as they run along the back, 1,000 to go. Foreign Interest two in front of Barbara's Boy, getting the run of the race now. Lady Lippard a length away third, two to Reporting, followed then by Dashing Dancer. Puff picking up ground, moving up on the outside of Reporting. A length further back to Aquitaine, starting a run now. Anchor In's going forward as well, then Blue Sector, Prince Comedy, and now Fanta Boy last. 800 metres left to go. Foreign Interest the leader, running onto that bend, leads by a length on Barbara's Boy. Lady Lippard a half away third on the inside, followed by Puff, then Aquitaine. Further back, Dashing Dancer going forward, and so too is Anchor In. Reporting over on the inside, then Blue Sector, Prince Comedy, and Fanta Boy last. Down the side, 550 to go. Foreign Interest, 3/4 of a length on Barbara's Boy as they run towards the corner. Lady Lippard third, followed by Puff on the outside. Aquitaine going forward. Anchor In niggled along a little at this stage, and further back, Dashing Dancer and Prince Comedy around the corner. 350 to go. Barbara's Boy loomed up quickly to go to the lead from Foreign Interest, but tackled immediately by Aquitaine on the outside. Anchor In getting into the clear, running on gamely. Then Lady Lippard, Dashing Dancer and Fanta Boy down the outside. Aquitaine in front, 200 to go. Aquitaine a length in front of Barbara's Boy. Lady Lippard, Dashing Dancer making up plenty of ground now. Aquitaine in front, Dashing Dancer trying hard to get to Aquitaine. Aquitaine just in front, Dashing Dancer lunging right on the line, and I'd say he's got up. Dashing Dancer, I reckon's just beaten Aquitaine.
Well, little Aquitaine seemed to have the race parcelled up. She's just in front there. She'd been beaten by Shamrock at a previous start and upswept, dancing on the outside to just beat her in the last few strides. A good performance on the part of both those horses.
And quickly, Revoke got away fairly well, and Own Prince is showing speed as they link up with the course proper out wide. National Crest and Star Brigand going fast, and so too is Silver Hastings. On settling down now, Revoke the leader, a touch in front of Roy Peak at the inside. Own Prince settling third, then Our Pledge. Star Brigand caught very wide. He's out about 6 deep at the moment, but sneaking in a little bit closer. Jicaree just behind the leaders, followed by National Crest, Nuraev, then Lahara Lad, Silver Hastings, Sugar Dust, Polar Mola, and Glory Bay last. At the winning post the first time, Revoke is starting to slow up in front, leads by a half length on Star Brigand. Cook not happy with the speed, so he's letting slide now on Star Brigand, raced up to within about a half length of Revoke. Roy Peak third on the inside of Our Pledge, and then Jicaree, followed by Lahara Lad, running about sixth on the inside of Own Prince. Then National Crest, Silver Hastings on the outside of Nuraev. Back third last on the rails, Polar Mola, and then Sugar Dust and Glory Bay. Running to the corner at the 1400. Revoke got away from them again to lead by a length and a half. Star Brigand second, third Our Pledge, fourth Roy Peak, then Jicaree, followed by Own Prince. Silver Hastings starting a run, going up but caught a little bit deep. Lahara Lad next on the inside, then National Crest, Nuraev, Polar Mola. Second last Glory Bay and Sugar Dust last. as they run along the back now, and Our Pledge in a quick bid dashed up to go to the lead. Our Pledge a length and a half in front of Revoke. Star Brigand still third, followed by Jicaree, and then Silver Hastings on the outside of Roy Pica. One further back then to Own Prince, followed by Lahara Lad, National Crest, then Uraev. Polar Mole is a fair way back. Glory Bay's now starting a run, and Sugar Dust last. Onto the bend at the 800. Our Pledge joined quickly by the grey. That's Silver Hastings zooming up on the outside to go to the lead now. And Silver Hastings shot to the front, a half-length clear on Our Pledge. Jicaree now third, followed by Revoked on the inside. Star Brigand, National Crest hard ridden. Then Own Prince, Lahara Lad back on the inside of Roy Pica. Then Uraev, Glory Bay, Polar Mole and Sugar Dust. Running on towards the home turn, 500 metres to go. Silver Hastings just in front of Our Pledge. Jicaree on the outside, hard ridden, but coming into it. Followed then by Star Brigand. National Crest on the extreme outside. Own Prince hooked out now with Uraev, and then Revoked. In the straight now, 350 metres left to go. Silver Hastings just in front of Jicaree, followed by Our Pledge. Star Brigand on the outside, then National Crest, Uraev, Own Prince and Lahara Lad. 200 metres left to go. Jicaree loomed up to go to the lead from Silver Hastings, who's kicking again. It's Jicaree and neck close to home, and Jicaree's going on to beat Silver Hastings.
Our photographers bring you spectacular action.
Fourex Cup, thrilling races you'll see. Head-on-head struggle over the final stages between Lord Seaman and the mighty New Zealand My Axeman.
Line looks good. They're racing now. Just for Tristram near the inside began quickly. Bidston Hill and Sovereign Chief a little bit slow to get going. My Axeman came out fast. Prince Majestic getting back shortly after the start. Ben Carr and Abbott showing speed. And the stablemates Lancelotto and Gelsomino from the outside coming across quickly. Bound to Honour up about 7th in the early part. Lancelotto's going to the lead, coming down the straight the first time. Lancelotto about a length in front of Gelsomino. Claymore Boy and My Axeman just off the speed with Abbott in the centre. Ben Carr 4 wide at the post the first time. Then Rose and Thistle bound to Honour. Noble Comet off the track. Bidston Hill over on the inside. A length further back then to Sovereign Chick, followed by Just for Tristram. Prince Majestic's a long way back. He's just behind Lord Seaman at the moment. Then WM. Back second last Sovereign Chief, and at the rear of the field, Smoky Babylon. Running up the side now, heading towards the 1400. My Axeman loomed up quickly to join Lancelotto in the lead, and they're going along stride for stride at the moment. Ben Carr a length away third, Gelsomino fourth on the inside of Abbott. A half length further back to Bound to Honour, then Claymore Boy, Rose and Thistle, Noble Comet next on the outside of Bidston Hill. A break of 2 lengths to Sovereign Chick, then Just for Tristram, followed by Lord Seaman on the outside, WM, Prince Majestic back third last, and together at the rear of the field, Sovereign Chief and Smoky Babylon running along the back, 1,000 metres to go, and My Axeman has taken the lead now. He's a length and a half in front of Ben Carr, beautifully placed. Lancelotto's a length away third, followed by Abbott on the inside of Bound to Glory. Claymore Boy picking up ground on the outside of Gelsomino, followed by Rose and Thistle, who's a little bit deep. Noble Comet now starting a run. Bidston Hill is back along the inside, then Lord Seaman going forward. Prince Majestic's going up, and so too is Smoky Babylon. Sovereign Chick's a long way back in the field with Just for Tristram, WM and Sovereign Chief last. As they come down the side, 600 metres left to go. My Axeman's the leader. He's a length and a half in front of Ben Carr, ridden along. Abbott's third on the rails, then Bound to Honour, followed on the inside then by Gelsomino. Starting a run, Claymore Boy on the extreme outside. He's coming into it with Rose and Thistle, and then Lord Seaman, and Prince Majestic's giving them a long start as they straighten up. My Axeman in front, 350 to go. Abbott on the outside after this leader. Right down the extreme outside, here's Lord Seaman, then Gelsomino, followed by Rose and Thistle and Claymore Boy. My Axeman in front, Lord Seaman trying hard to get to him, and then Abbott and Rose and Thistle. My Axeman in front, he's fighting. Lord Seaman's coming at him on the outside. My Axeman and Lord Seaman. Lord Seaman the outside, grabbed the lead right on the line. He's just got up. Lord Seaman by a head to My Axeman, third Abbott, followed in by Prince Majestic, then Rose and Thistle, WM, Sovereign Chief, Smoky Babylon, for the back Claymore Boy, Bound to Honour, then Gelsomino, who weakened Bidston Hill, Lancelotto, Noble Command, Sovereign Chick, and Ben Carr, one of the last home.
You notice these short strides, they're very quick strides of Lord Seaman against the longer strides of My Axeman. It was a great finish, at 11.5 kilos in favour of Lord Seaman, 46.5. That was the big swinger at the finish. It was a great performance on the part of both horses, the first and second horses, Lord Seaman and My Axeman, and a good third by Abbott.
Lee, Golden Feet going fast, and so too is Credibility. There's Fortune Venture from the extreme outside, going very fast with My Master Day and Mr. Mime. Roman Aspect a little slow to get going, but running up into midfield shortly after the start. The favourites getting back. Spark of Life, he's back 4th last on, settling down with B Prom, Craig Chair and Lord Ivo's last. Fortune Venture, he's scorching out in front, and as they go to the 850, he's raced away to be about 6 lengths in front. He's going very quickly, Fortune Venture. Pride of the Town second, Golden Feet third, then McGettigan, followed by My Master Day, Valorous Check there. Mr. Mime getting a run up from the inside. Further back, Rising Prince Credibility, then Roman Aspect, who's about midfield and just held up for a run at the moment. Over on the inside, Halls of Paris, and then Regal Supreme, Craig Cheer. Valorous, after copying that check, has dropped right back through the field. Spark of Life about 4th last. Getting back to 2nd last, Lord Ivo, and Be Prompt last. Onto the home turn, 450 metres to go. Fortune Venture coming back to the field. He's joined quickly by Pride of the Town, and they're together as they swing around the corner. My Master lays a length away third. Mr. Mime over on the inside. McGettigan now coming into it. Then Roman Aspect, and further back Credibility and Halls of Paris. 250 to go. Fortune Venture's kicked again on the inside. Fortune Venture's a length in front of Pride of the Town. Credibility, then My Master Day. Rising Prince down the outside with Mr. Mime. Fortune Venture in front. He's getting tired. Look at Lord Ivo. Lord Ivo's coming from the crowd. He's jumped up from nowhere and he's going to win it. Lord Ivo's gone away to win. Lord Ivo first, close second and third. Mr. Mime in a photo with Fortune Venture, who walked the last little bit.
You also look at Warwick Robinson, the rider of the winner on Lord Ivo. He'd been second on My Axeman in the Fourex Cup, and he's driving him home there, hands, heels and whip. Very good jockey, Warwick Robinson, and the horse, Lord Ivo, is very much above average too. He's by Sir Tristram, and probably you'll hear of him in the spring as possibly a Derby candidate.
Side last out of the stalls, Gala Mascot, Slow to get going. Fiesta Star going very fast in the early stages with Grey Khan. Weedram kicking up into second place on the inside. Lord Sambeau getting a lovely run. He's gone right through to be 4th now along the rails. Swift Fox in a handy spot as well. Getting back Sunset Affair, Princess Terracina, and Gala Mascot can't stay in touch with him early. He's 6 lengths last. Fiesta Star, the leader, running onto the bend at the 800, leads by a length on Grey Khan. Weedram third, followed by Grand Series, who's a bit wide, moving up on the outside there. Swift Fox the centre, Lord Sambeau over on the inside, then Deep Reflection. So Dandy's a long way back, but picking up ground now with Star of the Night, then Princess Terracina, Sunset Affair, and Garda Mascot. Onto the home turn, Fiesta Star comes to the bend, a length in front of Grey Khan. Weedram third on the rails, Lord Sambeau looking for the way clear. Grand Series on the extreme outside, but hard-ridden. Further back was So Dandy, and then Star of the Night as they straighten up. 300 metres left to go. Grey Khan got past Fiesta Star. Lord Sambeau on the outside after the leader. Weedram looking for the way clear, and no So Dandy on the extreme outside is hitting top gear. Lord Sambeau, Grey Khan, Fiesta Star's kicking again on the inside. So Dandy trying hard to get to them. It's going to be a big finish. Lord Sambeau's just in front of So Dandy. They're drawing to the line. Lord Sambeau. Lord Sambeau beats So Dandy. Third, Princess Terracina. She flew. Just behind them, Weedram, Grey Khan, Fiesta Star, Sunset Affair, Star of the Night.
Well, there he is, the evergreen Sambeau. No one believed, not many believed he could run second in the 100,000, which he did, and there he is coming out again, battling on to hold off Sir Dandy. He's one of the most remarkable horses to race in Queensland in recent years, Lord Sambeau, and his condition is a credit to his trainer, Bill Calder.
Quickly, Rickety Kate going very fast in search of the lead, and Diatel and General Salute both showing speed, and so too is Legal Progeny, Nobly Born, and Going Broke began fast, settling about 4th. Guinness is trapped very wide in the early stages. Great March getting back with On the Moon and Gusty Guy, and Win a Lot immediately goes to the rear. It's Legal Progeny joined by Nobly Born as they settle down and run up past 1,000. Rickety Kate in a beautiful position 3rd. Going Broke 4th, and then General Salute. Connor's Empire running about 6th on the rails, then Diatel. A length further back then to Kin Child racing on the outside of Bo Panga. Guinness is going up but still off the track. Then Old English over on the inside. Definite Copyright, Persuasive Power. A couple to Great March through to Northern Beam. Then On the Moon, Win a Lot and Gusty Guy last as they run towards the home turn. Legal Progeny the leader. He got away to be a length and a half in front as they come to the bend. Connor's Empire's getting a beautiful run on the rails, and then Nobly Born. General Salute is right off the track, but he's coming into it with a good run. And Rickety Kate's bursting up towards the leaders on the outside. General Salute went very wide on the corner. He got right out to the middle of the track. Legal Progeny in front. Here's Rickety Kate on the outside. Connor's Empire Going Broke, going for a run in the middle and getting it. And Diatel right down the outside. Guinness is making up ground. Legal Progeny fought back. He's a length and a half in front. Going Broke's picking him up now on the outside. Rickety Kate and Diatel. Legal Progeny just in front. Going Broke trying hard to get to him. He's hanging on. Legal Progeny's just going to win it. Yes. Legal Progeny just beat Going Broke, close for 3rd. Rickety Kate or Diatel.
Legal Progeny, who'd been in the van most of the way, looked like being caught in the last 50 or 60 metres by Going Broke, but he hung on very well and was very well ridden by Neville Voigt. Now him riding him right out over the final stages to just win, and we'll now take a break. was the great riding of Brisbane apprentices. Shane Scriven, Danny Philpott and John Walk. They were outstanding. I thought the performance of Shane Scriven on Grey Colnik, coming from a long way back. He rides very well with a lot of intelligence, and he's got plenty of vim, vigour and vitality. I think he's only got about 2.5 kilos allowance. That's a very valuable allowance too. Danny Philpott, he showed a lot of kokum, I thought, in winning on Jicaree. He's got a very, very bright future. And the performance of John Walk. He missed the Lord Sambeau, slightly missed the start in the main sprint race yesterday. He took the shortcuts along the inside, waited until the last possible moment before he made his run, and then drove Lord Sambeau home for a great win. Horses that should be worth following, I think, is Abbott, who ran third. He ran third in the Fourex Cup yesterday. He's a very fit horse. He looked very well going onto the track yesterday. And although he found Lord Seaman and my Axeman too good, Abbott's a horse who'll win here in Queensland before very long. And stick with Shamrock. He had a lot of weight yesterday, 59.5. He'll be better handicapped, or he'll get a lighter weight, say, in races in the spring, in Sydney and Melbourne in the spring. He's a big, strong, tall horse, plenty of ability, great conformation, and he's a horse to follow in a top middle distance race in the spring, Sydney or Melbourne, in a couple of months' time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
The Brisbane continue the Kiwis' good run in the...
Many highlights of the Brisbane Winter Carnival, but one at Beaudesert on Thursday stole the centre stage with the Shetland pacing race down there. The racing minister, Russ Hinze, was a red-hot favourite. I believe the stewards have opened an inquiry into the running and handling of Brigand, driven by Mr Hinze. There's a terrible suggestion that he didn't try, that he backed a couple of other runners in the race. But let's have a look at the action from Beaudesert. It was a fun day down there.
Racing now. Oh, Rusty's missed the start badly on Brigand. He was very slow away. Morton Maverick both began well, and Gary got Pedro into his stride very quickly, and he's going fast with Susie shortly after the start. Where's Brigand? He's a mile back as they come onto the home turn. They've got about 250 metres to go, and Susie's the leader. Susie's dashed away with a long break as they come onto the bend, about 200 metres out. Susie's about 5 lengths in front. Pedro on the outside. Sky's picking up ground. Further back then was Philip on his horse. He's rattling home. I don't know what the name of it is, but it is picking up ground. Tatara's coming home gamely, and Brigand's not in the hunt at all. They've got about 50 metres to go, and the leader, it's Susie, right down the outside. Here's Gary on Pedro. Look at him. He's flying home, and Pedro's going to get up and win it. Pedro, driven by Gary Moore, got up to win. Susie second, and third home was Philippe Paquet. Here's George and Rusty. Have a look at the battle these two are having. They're going to the line locked together. Georgie.
They say Brigand hasn't cost much to feed since pulling Big Russ round Beaudesert last Thursday. Well, the action at Ipswich yesterday, the Ipswich Fourex Cup was the highlight, but just as much attention focused on the Jockeys Premiership battle between Graham Cook and Gavin Duffy. Duffy was subsequently suspended until July 28. He'll only be back for the final meeting. So Graham Cook has firmed to long odds on, but Duff's still in there with a chance. As it stands now, Cook holds a 1.5 win lead over Gavin. And from the opening event yesterday, it was these two really battling it out. Duffy picked up a last-minute ride on Cloudway in the opening race, the first Doyle 2-year-old, at Neil Williams' expense. Williams was, unfortunately, his car broke down on the way to the course, and Duffy picked up the ride with only about half an hour before the race. But he scored 2 of the first 3 races, and then Cook bounced back with a winning double also. So plenty of action at Bundamba yesterday. A very good meeting up there for the Cup day. The first, as I mentioned, was the first Doyle 2-year-old. And have a look how Cloudway scores decisively.
Crown Witness began quickly, and Rogo Prince Out Wide began brilliantly. Show Joy and Bless My Rose going very fast with Panther shortly after the start. Lee called midfield on settling down with Ace Sands. Further back in the field, then Hot August Night. Prospect misses, getting a long way back also with Soto Gave Mount Spec, and Luthesius immediately drops to the rear. Show Joy going fast at the 850 as race to the lead. Our Gagnon going up at a second place on the outside. Cloudway settling third on the rails and travelling okay at the moment. Followed then by Shamrock Miss Panther next on the outside. Crown Witness back along the rails. Further back in the field then came Assans Farika, now starting a run. Bless My Rose is up in a handy spot, up running about 5th as they run down the side. Rassie's Revenge is in midfield at the moment, but going forward then Hot August Night, Mount Spec. Further back Lee called. Shamrock misses back along the inside, then Prospect Miss, Luthesius and Soto Gay last. Onto the home turn with about 350 metres left to go. Showjoy just in front. Here's Cloudway coming up very fast on the outside to tackle the leader now, and shortly after Cloudway has raced to the lead. Showjoy gave in quickly. Our Gagnon battling on fairly well. Crown Witness running on strongly, and then Rogo Miss. But Cloudway has raced nicely clear with 150 to go. Our Gagnon and Crown Witness making up ground, but it's Cloudway in front as they draw to the line, and Cloudway's too good for them. Cloudway goes on to win it by a couple of lengths. Second, Our Gagnon. Third in the race, Crown Witness, then Ace Sands.
The second Doyle 2-year-old produced one of the best finishes seen at Bundamba for some time, with about a half length between the first 6 horses. Victory went to Rickshail, giving former Melbourne apprentice Michael Hart his first Metropolitan success. Hart is now to settle at the Gold Coast and stay with trainer Roy Croxford. But have a look at this for a finish.
Blade of Baldrick going fast with Copper Kid shortly after the start, and there's Gallant Royale and Royal Source going through in search of the lead. Snow Bloom began very quickly. Anishta can't go the early speed, drifting back. Founus getting up into about 4th spot early. Man of the match and Simply Stunning getting back with Pilton Pride. And Challenge Star immediately goes to the rear. Coming down the side now, 8.50 to go. Royal Source the leader. Leads by a couple of lengths on Snow Bloom on the outside of Founus. Dramus over on the rose, then Royal Tumbler. Gallant Royale next, followed by Rickshail picking up ground, and then My Mermaid, Blade of Baldrick, Tales of Love, and then Raps. Felinity's a fair way back in company with Watching, and then Copper Kid on the outside. Pilton Pride, Man of the match. Initiative losing ground, going right back through the field. Then Simply Stunning and Challenge Star last. Down the side, 550 metres left to go. Royal Source a length in front, going up fast. Snow Bloom 3 deep, Founus 2 deep and 4 wide. Gallant Royale, Rickshail just behind them with Dramus, and then Blade of Baldrick as they flatten for the run in. Royal Source tackled quickly by Founus on the outside. Snow Bloom's hanging out badly, taking Gallant Royale with her. Blade of Baldrick battling on well, Raps into it with a good run. Founus just in front. Rickshail going for a run, and look at Raps, he's flying on the inside. Have a look at this for a big finish there, right across the track. Blade of Baldrick, Snow Bloom on the outside. Oh, gee, this is a go. They hit the line. Founus, Rickshail and Raps in a great go. Snow Bloom, Blade of Baldrick up there with them.
I think that's the sort of finish to give race callers nightmares. I'm sure Wayne will remember that one for a long while. The third was the Eyeliner Stakes, and it was Gavin Duffy for his second win of the day, and a big win here by the New Zealander So Dandy. Beautifully ridden by Duffy. Pounces on the leaders at the turn and races away.
So Dandy out wide actually got the best of it. Grand Rocky began only fairly. He's drifting back with Top Hat Joe Grey Khan, and Spanian immediately drops to the rear. Plenty of speed on, and another Lucky's going very fast up on the outside to run to the lead now. He's about 4 deep, but he's going to the front. Another Lucky. Burlesque in second place. Sapellinor third, followed by Bold Personality, Ward Chest a length into So Dandy, Trap Deep, then Mighty Bold, Top Hat Joe, Cardi Star, Grey Khan, Grand Rocky. Spanian now going forward. He's getting a run up along the inside of Sunset Affair. Down the side with 650 metres left to go. Another Lucky raced away from them, almost 2 in front of Sapellinor and Burlesque. War Chest 2 lengths away fourth, followed by Bold Personality. So Dandy's going okay at the moment. He's about 4 or 5 lengths off the leader, but starting a run. Grey Khan's going forward, then Mighty Bold, Top Hat Joe, Cardi Star, Grand Rocky, Sunset Affair and Spanian. On the corner, 350 metres left to go. Another Lucky comes around the bend, a half length in front of Burlesque. So Dandy's going up fast on the outside to tackle the leaders. Sapellinor's going for a run in the middle and getting it, then War Chest and Grey Khan down the outside. But So Dandy raced away, 150 to go. He's 2 in front of Sapellinor. Grey Khan coming home gamely. Duffy pulls the whip on So Dandy, and he's romping away from them. He's killing them, So Dandy. So Dandy first by 3 lengths, tight second and third. Grey Khan or Sapellinor, then Grand Rocky Cardi.
Well, that win lifted Gavin Duffy to the lead in the premiership, but Graham Cook wasted no time in answering the call, and a desperate ride here to lift Prize Pan over the line in the last possible stride to defeat Roman Knight, who cost himself victory by hanging badly all the way.
Well, Sir Wonderly and Spithead Review from the outside going very fast. Roman Knight and Afro Wunak showing speed as well, and there's Pacific Plum getting into a handy spot with Solitary Queen Rincata. Getting back is Doubly Noble with Treasury Maid Miss Vane, and Mike Casanova immediately drops to the rear. On settling down, and it's Spithead Review running to the lead at the 850, leads by a length on Afro Wunak. Downey third, Roman Knight fourth, followed by Pacific Plum, who's trapped right off the track. A break of 3 lengths to Solitary Queen on the outside of Rincata, and then Idano, Blazing Wars, Sacravia's right off the track, very deep at the moment, Sacravia. So is Sir Wonderly, but he's going forward, but oh, he must be 5 and 6 deep as they run down the side. Then Prize Pan, Copper Socks, followed by Game Tiger, Pukakoe. He's a long way back with Doubly Noble, Miss Vane, Treasury Maid, and Mike Casanova last. Onto the corner, 400 metres left to go. Pacific Plum 3 deep, loomed up quickly to tackle these leaders now, and it's Pacific Plum running a bit wide on the corner, but in front, Afro Wunak battling on well. Roman Knight over on the inside, then Spithead Review, followed by Prize Pan starting a run, and Sacravia right down the outside, and then Sir Wonderly, 150 to go. Roman Knight, Pacific Plum, Afro Wunak, they're fighting it out. Prize Pan trying hard to get to them, then Downey and Sacravia. Roman Knight's just in front. Prize Pan's flying on the inside. Roman Knight, Prize Pan, they hit the line. Oh, gee, it's close. Prize Pan or Roman Knight, if anything, Prize Pan, but there's nothing in it. Afro Wunak.
Marvellous effort that by Cookie to lift the prize pan over the line from a seemingly hopeless position just after straightening. That was the first 4 from Bundamba. We'll be back after this break with the big one, the Ipswich Fourex Cup. The Winter Carnival, and they were in action again yesterday at Bundamba. So Dandy, of course, winning the Eyeliner Stakes, and it was all New Zealand in the Ipswich Fourex Cup, with Claymore Boy defeating Shamrock. And just inches away in 4th place was Abbott, the Prime Minister's Cup winner. So 3 of the first 4 to the Kiwis in the Ipswich Fourex Cup. And here they are at the start. Claymore Boy, well ridden by Graham Cook.
Near the inside began quickly, and so too did Lord Seaman. Bound to Honour came out fast, and Abbott going up into a prominent spot with Ormiston and Sharona shortly after the start. El Arena showing a lot of speed from the outside and getting up into a handy spot too is Sir Shazam. Sweet Jamaica drifting back with WM, Moa, Sovereign Chief, and Uraev immediately drops to the rear. Coming up to the post the first time, and it's Sir Shazam taking the lead now by almost a length on Abbott. Bidston Hill a half length away third. El Arena caught a bit wide on the turn out of the straight. Then Ormiston, Sharona bound to Honour, followed by Shamrock. He's midfield on the inside of Delaran, a length and a half to Rake's Pride. A half length away next on the outside, Lord Seaman. A break of 2 to Claymore Boy, then Moore on the outside of Sweet Jamaica. WM getting back to third last, then Sovereign Chief and Uraev at the rear, running up past the 1400, and Sir Shazam is making the speed out in front. He leads by 3/4 of a length on Bidston Hill. A half length away third in the box seat, Abbott, followed then by Ormiston, bound to Honour, 5th on the rails. A half length further back then came El Arena, followed by Shamrock. Delaran now starting a run, going up on the outside of Sharona, followed forward by Claymore Boy, then Rake's Pride. Lord Seaman a long way back in the field. He's about 5th last at the moment with Moa, then Sweet Jamaica, then Sovereign Chief going up 3 deep on the outside of WM, and Uraev still last. 1,000 metres left to go. Sir Shazam has slowed them down now to be a half length in front of Bidston Hill. A length away third on the inside. Abbott still getting this glorious run, followed by Ormiston. Claymore Boy working into it on the outside. El Arena going forward, back along the inside then came Bound to Honour. There's Delaran going forward quickly on the outside. He's making a quick burst around the field, and so too is Moa. A length further back to Shamrock, followed by over on the inside Sharona, and then Rake's Pride, who's a long way back in the field. Lord Seaman now going forward with on the outside Sovereign Chief, and WM and Uraev drop to the rear as they come towards the home turn. 450 metres left to go. Bidston Hill in front, but tackled quickly by Claymore Boy on the outside. Sir Shazam hard ridden on the rails. Abbott sitting there waiting for the last crack of them, and he's getting a run now. Abbott, he's about to burst through. Delaran on the extreme outside. Shamrock getting into the clear, and then Ormiston. 200 metres left to go. Claymore Boy's taken the lead. Abbott's coming fast on the inside. Shamrock, Bidston Hill, Ormiston, Delaran down the outside. Claymore Boy in front. Shamrock and Abbott trying hard to get to Claymore Boy. It's Claymore Boy in front as they hit the line. Claymore Boy. Claymore Boy's won it by a long neck. Shamrock second, close third. Abbott in a fader with Rake's Pride and Sovereign Chief, then Ormiston.
After the Cup, I caught up with the winning trainer Patrick Campbell and also jockey Graham Cook.
I just think that his preparation revolved around, I'd planned running him in the Tats Cup prior to the Fourex Cup, and he missed that with the weather and missed a bit of work, and I had to run him in a welter prior to the same day as the Tats Cup, and I think really he went into the last week's Fourex Cup needing a 1 mile and 3 race for a 2,200 metre race.
Right, he's going to head home this week.
He flies out on Wednesday, Bart, yes.
You have nominated him for the Caulfield Melbourne Cups double. Is there any chance he'll be back in Australia in the spring?
Well, there's a chance, Bart, but I would say at this stage he would stay at home.
Well, I think the Auckland Cup this year carries a stake of $200,000.
That's correct, yeah. Well, that's January the 1st, so possibly he'd be aimed at that.
What about 3,200 metres for Claymore Boy?
Would be, I don't know. I think that, you know, in another 6 months' time he possibly may get 3,200, but I wouldn't like to say that he's a 2-miler at this stage.
Right, you've got a bit of a colourful background. You've been an international career in racing.
I don't know about that.
You had some time in Melbourne and...
Yeah, I spent some time in Melbourne, Bart, and I spent about 2 years in Ireland.
And you're going home to Hastings?
Back to the cold, yes, in Hastings.
Well, you might be able to wrap yourself in $50 notes.
Do you reckon?
Good luck, Patrick.
Thank you very much, Bart.
Graham, firstly, congratulations for the Ipswich Fourex Cup win on Claymore Boy.
Thanks, Bart.
And a double puts you 1.5 wins in front in the premiership race at this stage.
Yes, Gavin rode 2 winners early, and I had to come back somehow.
Firstly, Claymore Boy, he travelled strongly through the race today, as distinct from his performance last week at Doomben.
Yes, Bart. Well, I studied the videos of his last 2 runs, and I was of the opinion that he was being ridden too close. And I let him settle going down the straight, and I got a long way back. Once we got round the bottom there at the 1200, he picked the bit up and begun to work strong, and I just let him roll.
Right. That's 3 Ipswich Cups to you now.
Yes, the record book says that now.
So is it Beaudesert and Four Guy?
Beaudesert, Four Guy, and now Claymore Boy.
How would you rate this horse? They're thinking of the Auckland Cup, 3,200 metres. Is he a bit too brilliant for that sort of race?
Well, that's a bit hard to state. You know, I've only ridden the horse in one track gallop and one race. Obviously, he was trained for a less staying test than a 3,200 metre race. You know, I think he could be the type of horse that would run in that type of race, providing he was worked solid enough and he didn't sprint hard.
You're coming up to a very interesting stage in the premiership race. 3 Metropolitans meetings to go and you're 1.5 wins in front. Do you feel the pressure building up?
Yes, but the pressure's been here for quite a while now with the media and press coverage of the pressure has now come and it's really starting to build up.
You're 1.5 wins in front and 3 meetings to go. I suppose it's nice to have the runs on the board.
Well, the thing is, you know, I've got my nose in front and they say they pay on winners, so at least I'm winning at the moment.
Right, and you've had plenty of success in the premiership in the past.
Yes, Bart, I've been very fortunate. I've won a number of premierships, so you know, they come and they go.
Right, this will be the 8th if you can pull it off.
It will be, yeah.
Good luck in your premiership quest.
Thanks very much, Bart.
Of course, as we mentioned earlier, Cookie now long odds on with the suspension to Gavin Duffy, meaning that the Duff has only 1 meeting when he does resume to peg back any leeway Cookie may hold. The 6th was the E.J. Skippington Novice 2nd Division. It went to Plush Lady. She was a little bit erratic in the straight, but she held a big break and scored comfortably.
Panathenaian and Sports World came out fast. Plush Lady and Man on the Spot showing speed. Young Josh near the inside going fast. Our Mighty Vane didn't begin all that well. He's about midfield on settling down. Jaworski getting back and Baby King and No Favours drop to the rear. They're tightly packed as they run up past the 1,000. Doomben just in front of Plush Lady. Young Josh third, then Flying Edge, Hale Special. Followed by Sports World, Star Swinger, Miss Finito on the rails. A length further back to Pocket Prince, then Fairy Lady, Man on the Spot, Norrie. Our Mighty Vane hard ridden at the moment, and then Burnett Khan. Rich Prince is a long way back with Red Goshawk, Jaworski. Baby King is back towards the rear of the field with No Favours and Panathenaian. Down the side, 600 metres left to go. Plush Lady's raced away now. A length and a half in front of Doomben, Hale Special. A length and a half away third. Followed by Flying Edge. Rich Prince on the outside is coming into it with a big run, but he's right off the track. Man on the Spot also making ground, and then Our Mighty Vane. Plush Lady, she ran off the track on the corner, but she's the leader. She's nicely clear. She's kicked away from them about 3 lengths in front. Hale Special running second, followed by Rich Prince, and then Doomben, Man on the Spot. Burnett Khan down the outside, and then Flying Edge, but Plush Lady nicely clear with 100 metres to go. She's far too good for them, and Plush Lady's racing on to win it easily. Plush Lady first, Hale Special second, tight third, Burnett Khan, a nose in front of Man on the Spot.
Shane Scriven, the winning rider there on Plush Lady, and he made it a winning double in the following event when the much-improved Grey Colnik comes with a well-timed burst to score decisively from Tell's Legend and Exemplify.
Near the inside, Zazazoom began quickly. Great March came out fast, and so did Illafort and Blue Sector. Bo Cameo showing speed. Grey Colnik began well, but drifting back shortly after the start to about midfield. Getting a long way back, Bold Chapel, and immediately Win a Lot goes to the rear. On settling down, 1,400 metres left to go, and it's Bo Cameo running to the front now to lead Zazazoom by a length and a half. Illafort ahead away third, followed by Great March, Blue Sector. Barbara's Boy about 6th on the inside, a length and a half to Tell's Legend, followed by Grey Colnik, a length further back then to Exemplify, and then Lady Helen, Bold Chapel, Cap Breton, Silent Strength, Win a Lot, and Vaminos last. Running into the back now, just on 1,000 metres to go, and the leader, Bo Cameo, a length and a half clear of Illafort, followed by Zazazoom on the rails. A length further back then to Great March, one to Barbara's Boy on the inside, and then Blue Sector, Tell's Legend, Grey Colnik, Lady Helen. A length further back to Exemplify, and then Bold Chapel, Cap Breton, Vaminos, and down at the rear of the field, Win a Lot. They start to pack up a little bit as they run onto the bend at the 750, where the leader was Bo Cameo, a length in front of Illafort. Zazazoom getting a nice run third on the inside, and then Great March, Barbara's Boy now looking for the way clear. Blue Sector starting a run, and then Tell's Legend, Silent Strength. Further back, Exemplify going forward, and so too is Grey Colnik. A long way back, Cap Breton in company with Bold Chapel, Vaminos back towards the rear with Win a Lot. On the home turn, 400 metres left to go. Bo Cameo joined quickly by Illafort, 2 deep. Tell's Legend going up 3 deep. Grey Colnik going for a run in the middle and getting it 2, and he's after the leaders pretty quickly. Then Great March and Exemplify, 200 metres to go, and Grey Colnik sprinted to the lead. Grey Colnik's a length in front of Tell's Legend, then Bo Cameo, Zazazoom, Illafort and Exemplify. Grey Colnik in front, drawing to the line. Yes, he's too good for them, and Grey Colnik goes on to win. Grey Colnik first, second Tell's Legend, third Exemplify, then Zazazoom, Bo Cameo, Great March.
Nice ride by young Scriven to score on Grey Colnik, and equally as impressive was the performance of Danny Philpott to score on Cobanco in the final event, the H.O. Dick Novice. Cobanco, midfield early, makes a long, sustained run to defeat Hasty Harry, who comes to the line very strongly.
Grand Dutch showing speed with Star Mascot. Forever Gallant coming across fast from out wide. He's coming across the face of the field in search of the lead. Methodical began quickly, and so too did Pangol and Sweet Surprise running down the straight the first time. Forever Gallant a touch in front of Star Mascot. There's plenty of pace on. Methodical going up but very wide on the track, followed by Viva Perak, and then Sweet Surprise. Sleepy Jim about sixth on the inside. Space Appeal trapped about 4 deep on the turn out of the straight, followed by Pangol, Santa Severa, Mr. Bow, Cobanco. Further back Grand Dutch, and then Gallant Wild, Constant Claude. Getting a long way back, Sharp Pan, Bon Cobb, Hasty Harry and Brown Cobbler last. Heading up the side towards the 1400. Methodical's about to run to the lead. He's crossing onto the rails, Methodical, and leads by a length now on Star Mascot. In third place, Viva Perak, followed by Space Appeal going up fast on the outside. A length and a half further back then to Sweet Surprise on the outside of Gentle Jim. Over on the rails then was Mr. Bow, then Cobb and Co, who's picking up ground. A length further back to Gallant Wall, and there's Brown Cobbler making a quick dash right around the field. He's going up fast. He's running up into about 5th place now. Santa Severa, Constant Claude, Grand Dutch a long way back in the field with Hasty Harry, Sharp Pan, and Bon Cobb's taking off with a big burst. He's going right around them. He's gone from nearly last as they run along the back now, and Brown Cobbler's gone to the lead. It's Brown Cobbler almost a length in front of Methodical. Bon Cobb a length away third, followed by Pangold over on the inside, Star Mascot, then Star Appeal. Going forward on the outside, Cobb and Co, and then Sweet Surprise. Gallant Wall in the centre, then Forever Gallant, followed by Sharp Pan, Viva Perak. Sleepy Jim has been shuffled back through the field. He's hard ridden at the moment. Grand Dutch is now starting a run, and then Santa Severa, Mr. Bow, Hasty Harry, and Constant Claude last. Down the side, 650 metres out. Brown Cobbler and Methodical there together. Going up fast, Cobb and Co on the outside to join the leaders now, followed by Gallant Wall just behind them. Sweet Surprise looking for a run on the rails. Sharp Pan hard ridden, and Grand Dutch now coming into it with a good burst as they straighten up. Cobb and Co on the outside, loomed up to go to the lead. Methodical's kicking again. Brown Cobbler the centre, then Sweet Surprise. Gallant Wall down the outside, and Grand Dutch. Cobb and Co in front. Gallant Wall on the outside. Brown Cobbler's kicking again. It's Cobb and Co just in front. Cobb and Co hanging on the outside. Gallant Wall. Hasty Harry's flying at the end. Cobb and Co in front as they hit the line, and Cobb and Co has just lasted to win from the fast finishing Hasty Harry. Brown Cobbler or Gallant Wall in a photo per third, then Grand Dutch.
As I said, an excellent ride there from Danny Philpott, and the bookies were cheering. Cobb and Co at 14 to 1. On Danby yesterday. Now the TAB information. Firstly, the double 6 and 10 paid $41.55. The treble numbers 1, 6 and 10 paid $169.30, and the Bundamba extra double 10 and 7 paid $65.40. Now, as I told you last week, the best bet of the day is for the week, for the year, is the Pink back to start 2 to 1. A little disappointing. Race goes to a grey, Won't Linger, sweeps to the lead in the straight and scores conclusively.
Battle of Georgia Smart, Scribe, Swift Samantha back second last now, and Midtown is the tail ender, homeward bound, and Tennis on the outside has raced to the leaders. So Lucky's given up quickly. Won't Linger moving to second, followed by Julius, asked to go now, and a length and a half further back in the field is Tulsa Knight. Beatman's had to pull the whip on Tennis. Won't Linger's headed it. 2:20 left to gallop. It's now Won't Linger, a half Tennis, a length and a half Julius, and a head further back Tulsa Knight, and 2 Prince Ligero, but the grey Won't Linger leads clearly at the 100. Won't Linger's in no danger. Tennis, Julius and Tulsa Knight battling out minors, but as they go down to the line, it's an easy win to Won't Linger. Won't Linger from either Tulsa Knight, Tennis, or on the outside Julius.
Great finish to the second event, the Kosciuszko Handicap, with Vane Top easy in the market to start 8 to 1, defeating the fast-finishing Kidsbeer. Romantic Kingdom hangs on for third.
Highland Lord, a good gap to Toss High, False Call second last, and Absolute now, and dropping back very sharply, Brave Hawk around the corner, and Romantic Kingdom showing plenty of toe, a length and a quarter on Craze. Certain Demand is third, then Grey Mistress, followed by Vane Top, New Teela, Sovereign Shoe behind those from Toss High, and then Kidsbeer. Coming to the 200 metres, Romantic Kingdom still shows the way. Here's Vane Top coming after him now, followed by Craze and New Teela down the outside with Go Rebel and Kidsbeer. Many hopes 100 out where Romantic Kingdom joined by Vane Top. Vane Top going the better. Vane Top. Vane Top from either Romantic...
Final move, starting favourite at 6-4, went on his winning way in the Tumult Handicap. Another good ride from Craig Hieronymus, a most promising apprentice.
Then by Splendid Song, a length and a half to Borgo, Dallas King Lane, Zabby Unquote, then Power Symbol a minute away with Hansel and Gretel and Painted Comet. Final move, accelerating again around the corner like he did at Warwick Farm last Saturday. And 300 to go by the ledger. He's 2 lengths on All Chant, a length and a half to Wise Guy. Cool Shape, Splendid Song, Dallas King and Borgo. At the distance, which is halfway down the Rose Hill Straight, and final move going great guns. Hieronymus, hands and heels. Compton with the whip working on All Chat. It's to no avail, and a good gap. Power Symbol running on, but final move 4 out of 4. You can do no better. He's a good horse. Final move wins at 2 lengths All Chat.
The Jindabyne Handicap was next. Silver Tradition and Gaycon swamp the leader Abingdon Lass in the shadows of the post. Another great finish this.
Rain, fourth is Kindred, then Wild Rice, Stride to Glory, Walisa, and 2 further back Northern Blossom. Then comes Silver Tradition on the outside, and a length and a half away next is Double Copy. Around the corner they come by G. Kindred's wide out, but Abingdon Lass has dashed to the lead now. At the 300 metres, little Abingdon Lass by 2 lengths. Walisa, the Irish importer who's run a good race. Wild Rice third, Kindred next, followed then by Stride to Glory, and Gaycon and Silver Tradition are pretty wide out. Abingdon Lass leads a length and a half from Walisa, followed by Stride to Glory, and then Silver Tradition and Gaycon. It's Abingdon Lass still in front. Will she hold out Silver Tradition and Gaycon? Silver Tradition. I think Silver Tradition's arrived on the line, but it's very close.
The veteran O'Reilly produces a storming finish to defeat Round Tripper and Peninsula, who had a great battle down the length of the straight in the Winter Cup. And have a look at the ride here of Brian Wood. That's him second last on the fence. A very clever ride, this.
Last, and only 6 or 7 lengths would cover them. Void had dashed the heavily back Peninsula to the leaders. They swing first game's thrown it in. Round Tripper after Peninsula as they straighten up now. 2 lengths to Musen, followed then by Splash a Dollar and Out Town. Wider out as the Cob. At the 250, Peninsula and Round Tripper stride for stride. 2.5 lengths clear on the Cob, followed by Out Town under the whip. Splash a Dollar trying hard to pick them up, but the weight is telling on her. Round Tripper's now ahead in front from Peninsula, followed by O'Reilly flashing home. But Round Tripper's grabbed the lead. Peninsula kicking back, flying O'Reilly, and I think O'Reilly's flashed up on the outside to grab.
Don't see many more skillful rides than that from Brian Wood on O'Reilly. The Threadbro Handicap, and yet another great finish. Ian Craig earned his money yesterday with Risley storming home second from the outside to defeat Canmale.
And Broke Heights the tail ender, homeward bound at the 500, and Mirror Success's rider going for the lick of his life. Has a quick peep. In fact, he makes it a sustained peep. Mirror Success 2.5 where to now. Linger Frank is under the whip, followed by Quiet Word, who's galloping home pretty well. At a length the Ashway, followed by Risley and Canmale. They're closing in on Mirror Success. It's gone. Quiet Word races to the lead from Ashway, Risley. Canmale flashing home, and then Side Token. Quiet Word in front, but Ashway's coming at it with Risley flying. Risley might be going home too well. Yes, Risley. Risley's got there.
The Winter Handicap went to Young Blood and a double to Brian Mayfield-Smith, just scoring from Calm Joe and Seeker's Goal. This is a good result for bookies at 16-1, Young Blood.
Leading the way, she's about a length clear on Paradise. Third on the outside is Calm Joe, a length and a half away next on the inside, Macro Boy, followed by Young Blood, Baron Kane, Seeker's Gold, Kiwi Compass about 5th last. At the 300, Clear Apollo leads by a length and a half, Calm Joe. Young Blood battling on, so too Seeker's Goal, Macro Boy, and then Paradise. Miley not doing enough. Clear Apollo taken on by Young Blood now. Calm Joe sticking on, but Young Blood on the outside is drawn clear. He's a much improved horse, and Young Blood goes on to beat Calm Joe. Third home Seeker's Goal, Clear Apollo.
We've heard a lot recently of the promising apprentice Alan Thompson, and this is the reason he's getting big raps. He scores here on Kutzbah in a rails-hugging ride, gets up to defeat Bourbon Boy and Cargo.
The riders pull the whip on Royal Blessing on the fence, Santusa, and then comes Glen Aster, and Zephyr Cool's the widest runner, homeward bound. Bourbon Boy leading the way from Silver Envoy. Kutzbah pocketed third, a length Cargo, Santusa wedging through now, and then Shamrock King and Zephyr Cool from Bally Sound coming towards the 200. Here's Kutzbah getting up on the inside to chase Bourbon Boy. Down the outside is Santusa, followed by Silver Envoy, struggling from Shamrock King. Bourbon Boy, Kutzbah leads Santusa. Kutzbah on the inside. Oh, he's going home by far the better. And Kutzbah's raced home to win it. Kutzbah's beaten.
Very promising rider, young Thompson. Let's have a look now at the double and treble information from Rose Hill. Firstly, the double, 7 and 1, paid $180.05. And the treble, a big divvy here for 3, 7 and 1, $1,395.45. They were the highlights. He stepped away on a right note with Norfolk Tiger scoring at 25 to 1. Have a look at Kip Keno. He loses his rider at the last hurdle.
Norfolk Tiger joined Kip Keno from Transyonder, Royal Ewan, 2 to fairway missed Luna Hayes. Norfolk Tiger over the second last, a length in front. Transyonder and Kip Keno under the whip now, and they've got right away 6 to Royal Ewan, and then fairway missed. It can't go on from Express Age, but Norfolk Tiger looking like a winner on the corner, 300 out, led by 2 lengths now to Transyonder. Kip Keno is next, and the leader going further ahead and a long gap away. Bye-bye Diamond Express Age. But Norfolk Tiger comes to the last about 4 in front of Kip Keno. Over it magnificently. Kip Keno nearly fell. He has fallen. Kip Keno's down. Transyonder's going to run second now, and possibly Bye-bye Diamond's just got third in front of Express.
There's a long way to go to throw out at the last hurdle. The Lyndhurst Handicap next. Punters back in action here with Viva Perak scoring at 5 to 4. Scores easily from Awarded.
Second placing from Frost Hill. Collins Charms called it a day only because Magic Gull improving and then Awarded off the rail by the mark and the crew. Near the turn, Viva Perak leads Nymphus by a good 2 lengths. A gap then to Only Because, followed by Magic Gull, and Awarded heads the rest. But Viva Perak heads for the run home with a nice lead over Nymphus, and then Only Because, Awarded and Magic Gull halfway down the straight. Viva Perak going great guns for Cuthbert, has the race well won. Nymphus fights out second with Awarded and Magic Gull, but Viva Perak beats the judge by 2.5 lengths or so. Awarded second, Nymphus third.
Great steeplechaser Learmonth Lad scores at odds on in the next, but Carina missed a rather spectacular loss of his rider at this hurdle here at the 650.
Half to Rubicon. Here's the second last. Learmonth Lad landed a length in front. He's jumping, standing him in good stead. Now Harnett's into him, and coming to the 300, 1 to jump. He's a length and a half to Sing for Supper under the whip. 2 to Wainui, then Rubicon, and a long gap to Nickleby. Learmonth Lad moved out 3 in front around the turn. 1 to jump. He's only got to get over it. Learmonth Lad 4 in front of Sing for Supper, Wainui and Rubicon. Here's the last coming up. Learmonth Lad about 4 in front as he draws to it. Steadies and a mighty leap, and he's bolted in. In second place, Sing for Supper, and then came Wainui and Rubicon, but Learmonth Lad's won at 5 lengths.
Race 4, and Chide bolts away with a big lead just on the home turn, getting a little tired at the finish, but he has enough in reserve to hold off Hydale and Crystal Dancer.
Front of the 400 on the turn. It's got what could be a winning break. 3 lengths, Quiet Conversation, Crystal Dancer. Then Blue Hawaii, followed by Fleet Dance, and Pamzel's gone. But Chide 3 or 4 in front into the straight, showing no signs of weakening. The kid has a look over the shoulder. Chide about 3 in front of Crystal Dancer, Quiet Conversation. Hydell starting to fly, but Chide in no danger. Although stopping, Chide goes on to win by about 3 parts of a length to Hydell, who flew. Third was Crystal Dancer from...
Young apprentice Eads makes it a double when he scores on Benloch at 14 to 1 in the next. The trainer's plate scoring from Goldfiore and Belsier Bay.
Walk with me who's under the whip, and so is Goldfiore from Caesar's right. Next Fiery Fiend, but Benloch got clear. Chesterfield's dropped right out of it with Marvidian, and Benloch's racing strongly into the straight. Drew away 2 lengths, Belsier Boy. Goldfiore running on pretty well from Fiery Fiend, and then Walk with Me. Benloch clear halfway down the straight. They're not making any ground on him, and Benloch's got it 1. Benloch goes to the line to win by 2 lengths to Goldfiore, who ran home strongly. Third, Belsier Boy from Fiery Fiend.
First Beaconsfield Handicap. Mansmar looked long odds halfway down the running, but gets up along the inside to score in a great finish.
Starting to run on from Autumn Prince, and 3 further back, Sarfraz. On the corner they race now. Michelmicah drew away a length from Atchar and Heavenly Time. Mansmar's going very well. The kid looking for a run from Autumn Prince. It's Michelmicah clear into the straight from Atchar, Heavenly Time. Mansmar threading its way through, but got turned side on. Michelmicah clear, Atchar trying to pick it up. Mansmar can't go on with it, and Michelmicah holding them at bay with 100 to go. Atchar trying to get at the outside, and Mansmar, the fence might beat them all. Mansmar got up and won at a nose to Michelmicah.
The day of big finishes in the 3 states yesterday. The second Beaconsfield Handicap, and Robert Heffernan and Sleeping Giant prove a winning combination. Wide at the turn, Sleeping Giant keeps coming strongly in the straight.
Then King of the Stars, but Painted Version moved away on the corner, and 300 to go. It led a length and a half our Johnny from Sleeping Giant out wide. Then So Like Bell beaten, and Royal Crest running on well. Painted Version clear 2 lengths into the straight from Sleeping Giant. Royal Crest looking a bit of a danger. It's Painted Version tackled by Sleeping Giant halfway down the straight. Painted Version just in front. Sleeping Giant's coming home the better. Drew level near the line. Sleeping Giant and Painted Version, and Sleeping Giant won it by a short head to Painted Version.
Young Eads made it a treble when Conshell, who looked beaten at the home turn, fights on strongly under hard whip riding to score from Arietta's Gold and Dr. Sam.
Arietta's Gold coming home well at the head of the others. It's Dr. Sam battling on. Conshell's under the whip and Stainford in the centre. 1.5 to Stan Ross. Monsist is struggling and now Arietta's Gold around them. But Dr. Sam is the leader on the corner, going all right, 300 out. A length to Conshell, Arietta's Gold. Monsist trying to get up on the fence and then Stan Ross. Dr. Sam led into the straight. Conshell and now Arietta's Gold coming at it. Conshell got to the lead. Arietta's Gold tackles it on the outside. Conshell in front. Arietta's Gold trying to get it, but Conshell just the leader near the line and Conshell will win. Conshell's won at a half neck to Arietta's Gold.
The TAB information from Moonee Valley. Firstly, the double, 12 and 6, paid $71.40. The treble, 5, 12 and 6, paid $701.65. While the extra double from the Valley, 9 and 1, paid $7.45. Back with a vengeance. The punters were back on the ropes, nose bloodied yesterday as the outsiders rolled in one after the other. It was the opening event was the Greenvale Park Stakes, and Legal Progeny got bookies away to a good start here. Easy in the market to score at 8 to 1, but well ridden by Neil Williams. Lady Liffard, shade unlucky, a very good performance to get second.
Top report going very quickly shortly after the jump. Going broke began smartly. He's about 4th on settling down. Todd Miner showing a lot of speed near the inside, and in fact about 5 of them stretched across the track in the early stages, all vying for the lead. Now after travelling about 150 metres, and the leader Sandan Court just in front of Todd Miner. Brandy Boy's trapped a little bit deep at the moment, going broke, going up 3 horses wide to tackle those leaders, followed by Legal Progeny, Lady Lippard. Top report dropped back to second last, and Connor's Empire last. Coming down the side with about 650 metres to go, going broke 3 deep, just in front of Sandan Court. Splitting them in the centre, Todd Miner, a length away 4th, then Lady Lippard on the inside of Brandy Boy, followed by Legal Progeny, who's deep at the moment, and then Connor's Empire and Top Report. Onto the home turn, 400 metres left to go. Sandan Court with the advantage of the inside, just in front of Todd Miner and going broke as they straighten up. Lady Lippard behind them looking for a run. Legal Progeny to the outside, running on fairly well. Then Brandy Boy and Top Report and Connor's Empire down the outside. 250 metres to go. Legal Progeny swept up on the outside to go to the lead. Legal Progeny just in front of Todd Miner. Lady Lippard's rattling home at the end. Legal Progeny in front. Lady Lippard trying hard to get to Legal Progeny. Legal Progeny, Lady Lippard, they hit the line. Oh, gee, it's close. Very tight between Legal Progeny and Lady Lippard. Lady Lippard flew right at the end. Connor's Empire, Todd Miner just behind them. Then
good win that by Legal Progeny. Had to come wide at the turn. The favourite going broke finished a long last, and subsequently a veterinary examination proved that he may have early signs of the virus, so perhaps it might be worth overlooking that run by going broke. The second was the Eureka Graduation, Concord Stage, heavily back to start favourite 6 to 4, well ridden by Graham Cook's scores. But have a look at Grey Colnik. He's a shade unlucky in the straight.
Moonby Star going very fast. Moonby Star, a clear-cut leader, running to the first bend at the 14.50 and raced away to be 3 in front of Navy Lark and Dancing Man. Followed by Astro Cobbler, caught a little wide at the moment. Lady Jogger out 4 deep. Over on the rails, Idolatry, then Definite Ring, King Christian, Persuasive Power, Revoke, Triflax. Concord Stage is a long way back in the field, back about 5th last, racing on the inside of Fairly Star. Then Grey Colnik 3rd last, no favours, and Robbie's Sister at the rear. Running along the back, there looks to be a fair bit of speed on. They've got about 1,000 metres to go. Moonby Star 2 in front of Lady Jogger, a length away 3rd on the rails, Navy Lark, followed by Dancing Man, travelling easily 4th. Length and a half then to Astro Cobbler, followed by Definite Ring, and then Triflax picking up ground on the outside of Idolatry. For the back, King Christian with Persuasive Power, then Concord Stage, Fairly Star, followed by Revoke, back 3rd last is Grey Colnik, and then No Favours. And down at the rear of the field, and about 3 lengths last is Robbie's Sister. Coming down the side, 650 metres left to go. Moonby Star hard ridden at the moment, a length and a half in front of Lady Jogger. Dancing Man a length away 3rd, 4th on the rails, Navy Lark, and then Astro Cobbler. Definite Ring going forward on the outside, then Idolatry, Triflax. Concord Stage still giving them a long start at the turn, and a long way back to Fairly Star and No Favours as they straighten up with about 350 metres to go. Moonby Star tackled quickly by Lady Jogger. Dancing Man at them on the right time, followed then by Navy Lark, getting a run on the inside, King Christian. Concord Stage and Definite Ring on the outside, winding up now. He's coming fast, the favourite. He wants to hang in a bit, but he's loomed up to them, and Concord Stage has taken the lead from Dancing Man, followed by Definite Ring, but he's too good. Yes, he's racing away close to home, and Concord Stage goes on to win. Grey Colnik flew, and I think it's just got second in front of Definite Ring, Dancing Man, and Astro Cobbler.
That win lifted Graham Cook to a 2.5 win advantage in the Premiership, and he has another meeting up his sleeve with Gavin Duffy out suspended, and of course the season ends next Saturday. Cook went out favourite in the 3rd event on Lord Ivo, who raced disappointingly. It went to our Rosalie with substitute rider Mick Dittman in sparkling form.
Blade of Baldrick and Rising Prince came out fast. Raps is going up into a handy posse with our Rosalie shortly after the jump, and so too is Valorous with Mr. Mime near the inside. Lord Ivo's drifting back. He began okay, but he's getting back to about third last with Rustica, and dropping to the rear, Water Sand on, settling down 1,000 metres to go. Raps the leader. Raps a half length in front of our Rosalie. Valorous a length and a half away third, followed by Mr. Mime, Captain Badham, then Blade of Baldrick, Amazing Gold on the inside of Rising Prince, then Not Declared, New Bliss, then Lord Ivo, Be Prompt, Bar of Gold a long way back. One in trouble, Big Julie towards the rear of the field. She was just checked there. Water Sand second last as they come down the side, 650 metres to go, and Raps has raced away from them, about 3 lengths in front of our Rosalie. Mr. Mime 2 lengths away third, followed by Valorous on the inside. Blade of Baldrick now picking up ground, then Captain Bantam, Amazing Gold, followed by Not Declared, Rising Prince, New Bliss. A fair way back, Lord Ivo with Be Prompt, and then Rastiga, Bar of Gold, Water Sand and Big Julie. Onto the home turn, 450 metres to go. Raps just in front as they swing around the corner, leads by a length on our Rosalie. Valorous third on the rails. Mr. Mime now popped the big question, followed by Captain Bantam further back. Blade of Baldrick, Rising Prince down the outside. Lord Ivo working into the clear. Now he's having trouble trying to get a run. He was badly checked there. 200 metres to go, and our Rosalie sprinted up quickly to go to the lead from Raps. Valorous now going up into second place. Rising Prince and Be Prompt down the outside, but our Rosalie's clear, close to home. She's too good for them, and our Rosalie goes on to win. Our Rosalie first, Valorous second, Captain Bantam third, followed by
Lyndhurst Flying was the fourth, and We Dram at 33 to 1 flashes home. Another win to young Danny Philpott, who's riding in great form at the moment. Rouvain, well ridden by Mick Dittman, was second, and Lord Sambeau out of luck. He was forced wide in the middle part, and he battles on well for third, just in front of Shawana, who was unlucky also.
Top Hat Joe began well, but drifting back shortly after the start and caught a little bit wide. Swift Fox and Andretti going up second and third in the early stages. Rouvain settling fourth on the rails. Lord Sambeau began nicely. He's running through to be a handy fifth. Anchor in getting back with Beach Boy, Lattinswell, and Aqua Lady immediately drops to the rear. 850 metres left to go. Ramsey's the leader, a half in front of Swift Fox. And going up very quickly on the outside, Andretti and Lord Sambeau. And one going very fast on the outside there, going up to tackle the leaders is Gladly Chief. And Gaily Chief, as they run onto the bend at the 700, leads by a half length now on Ramsey's. In third place, Swift Fox, followed by Lord Sambeau, Rouvain, Andretti. Further back in the field then came Domenio, and then Shawana, Top Hat Joe, Lattinswell. Getting a long way back, Anchor in with Beach Boy, We Dram, and Aqua Lady at the rear. Coming onto the corner with about 450 metres to go. Ramsey's the inside. Swift Fox going up 3 wide. Gaily Chief there in the centre. And there's Lord Sambeau moving up to tackle them about 4 deep as they come around the corner. Andretti's just behind them with Top Hat Joe. Domenio over on the inside. And Rouvain's going for a run and getting it too. Shawana's looking for the way clear. He can't get a crack at them at the moment. 250 to go. Rouvain loomed up to hit the lead. Swift Fox battling on well. Lord Sambeau. Lattinswell on the outside. We Dram's getting a run in the middle now. Have a look at this. This is a great finish. We Dram's flying. Rouvain just in front. We Dram swamping him close to home, and the boulders got up. We Dram's got up to beat Rouvain. Tied for third, Lord Sambeau or Shawana, who flew.
Yes, it was a bolter at 33 to 1, We Dram scoring in the flying. That was the first 4 from Doomben yesterday. We'll take this break and be back $1,000.